Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Gina and I am doing the 100 days of creating. This video is numbers 9 to 14. I am still way behind, but that's okay. I am creating as much as I can in the time that I have, and yeah. So today I'm using index cards I'm gonna stick all of them together. So I'll get a nice big sheet, and I'm using this as my base to cut and stick onto my pages in my journal. The journal that I'm using is it's almost 6x6, handmade by me, and I am enjoying it very much. I love it. I love the size. I love the shape. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm just covering this page. Well, I'm covering it with gesso. No, it's acrylic paint. My bad. And to be honest, I haven't done a piece like this in probably months. A very long time where I've worked on a big piece and then cut it up. I actually miss it a lot. So my plan is to do some more. You might get fed up of seeing me do it, but that's the plan. It keeps moving around a lot, so I'm just putting some tape behind it to keep it in place so I can get my creating done. So I'm just spreading paint around and trying to get into the groove of things and trying to get ideas flowing. I pulled out pinks and purples and I just have them around. Usually when I'm choosing my paint, I guess I choose paint based on how I feel at the time. And then as I make more marks and add more, I get another idea. I think I'll try this color. I think I'll try that color. So now I'm just adding some highlights because I found it started to get a bit dark. So I'm adding some highlights with the white and I'm blending in some areas a bit. And to bring the pieces together and add some interest to it, I'm going to add some stenciling. So even though I know it's one big piece, I'm also trying to remember that I'm going to separate it. So I'm going to try to put some stenciling on each of the cards so that when I do cut it up, it has some sort of interest on all of the cards and in at least most areas. Should be in some way interesting. I found these turned out to be a bit faded, and so I decided to I'm using a regular marker just to give it some outlines. So it'll just pop a little bit and you'll get to see it a little more on the page. I have this big fat marker that I don't think I ever used. If I did, I probably used it once. It's called Edding a Permanent Acrylic, EDDING, and it says canvas on it, canvas paper. Maybe I should have shaken it up a bit more. Edding 5000 black, but these were the kinds of see-through lines that I got, transparent. It was really interesting, but I feel like maybe I was supposed to shake it up some more. I don't know. It's an acrylic permanent water-based marker. Yeah, Apparently I'm supposed to shake and pump. Shake, remove cap, and pump. But anyway, I kind of like those marks because you get to see stuff behind it. So that wasn't too bad. So I'm just continuing to add more stenciling, and here I decided to add some more marks. Again, I didn't shake it or pump it. And I guess it's cool because it means it's kind of more versatile. You get different kinds of marks from it when you don't shake it up. But the next time I use it, I would like to shake and pump and see what kind of black we get. I'm excited. Here I decided to just go bold and add some more intense looking purple. Bright. I really like this purple. It's really nice and bright. That's cool. And then I thought, what goes with purple? And I found this nice kind of thick-ish yellow. But I didn't like how it was going on with the brush. So I ended up just spreading it with my fingers, and then I just switched to my fingers altogether, which felt so good. Here I'm scratching some marks into it just to get some more, some more texture. Because when you scratch, it does, depending on how thick it is, it makes it raised. And you get some nice grooves, which is really cool. So I'm adding some texture to my page. And painting with your hands, I recommend it. For those, some people, they can't feel stuff in between their fingers or on their fingers. It's just really gross to them. Aside from everybody else, I recommend painting with your hands. It's really freeing and just very organic, as they say. I love it. And you get some nice marks too. I didn't like how the grooves that I created, I didn't like how it just stopped abruptly. So I'm using the black fine liner, which I destroyed because the tip is actually inside of the bottle. I didn't like how it looked, so I'm trying to extend the marks using the bottle, but then I didn't like how that looked. So I'm using the brush to extend the marks that I made. And then I got these kind of black swipes, which most of them I liked. The ones on top, not so much, but like this one I really liked. I was like, yeah, this is cool. And then I'm doing these here, and I love these. These are lovely. And then this, I'm just adding some paint over the scratches, which I also like very much. So I ended up really liking my swipes. So I thought I would add some more yellow, but use a different tool. And instead of my fingers, I'm using the spatula, which also gives some really nice marks, in my opinion. And I'm just adding some more yellow and spreading it. So wherever it catches, it will pick up, and that's it. And I love turquoise. So I just thought I'd add some bits here and there on each card. So each card will have just a little bit. I'm using Folk Art acrylic paint, which is on the cheaper side, but it's actually a lot thicker than the Deco Art, which I'm enjoying very much. And the Apple Barrel acrylic paint, that was also gifted by a wonderful friend. And it's also nice and thick too. But not as thick as the Folk Art. The Folk Art is much thicker, which is so nice. I guess on the runnier side would be the Deco Art, then the Apple, then Folk Art on the thicker side. It's cool. So I've decided at this point that I'm going to add collage. I wasn't sure at first, but I thought, okay, let me see how it looks, and we're going to add it. Because sometimes when I do my little abstract design, I don't want to cover it up. But this one I actually didn't mind covering up certain areas, because for me it felt that it added instead of it took away from what was already on the page. So yay! I'm just going through my pieces. This is some collage paper that I would have made at different points over the months past and even years. So I'm going to use it up and just hopefully try to enhance my pages, my page/pages, because I am going to cut it up. this point, I'm wondering if I'm done, but I found some more pieces while I was searching for collage papers, such as this. And I thought it would be cool if I added it, because even though this has green, it does have some of the other colors. So I thought it could probably add to it. So I'm just going to cut them out and try to see if they would fit onto the pages. I also love the surrounding colors around the flowers. So that little piece that I put to the top there, I really like those pieces as well. See, look at that. I love it. Yes, it's the yellow that's drawing me and making me feel that it could be added. And then there's blue, so there's a lot of similar colors in it, even though it was done however many months ago. I'm sure it was over a year ago. And here it is. It's just coming in, and I found it fit so well. And I love the white dots and just how it kind of faded into each other and the colors fading. I really like this, and I love these flowers. This was actually last year, 100 days of using my, I can't even remember what was my tag last year. But I believe I created on book pages. See, look, another one. It was one of those challenges that I did. I'll see if I could find it and I'll link it. I love this one too. I love these half circles that I did. Love them. And I thought the purple would look so cool on this. But then the problem is to try and get it to fit. Well, at least that was my problem. I eventually worked it out. And I'm even using these smudges that I made on the page. And while I was doing this, I was thinking, it's so cool. We shouldn't really discount anything that we might think it's just an extra mark we made and it wouldn't really matter further down the road. But it does, and it does. Well, for me, I felt like it added to my piece, and it's also nostalgic too, because I remember when I was creating these and it just brought back some nice memories. So this turned out to be pretty nostalgic for me. So I'm finally going to cut it up just to see what I'm working with now and how I might add it to my book. So here goes. And I didn't realize the yellow leaked so much in the background, but that's okay. It's not too bad. So what I'm going to do now is just try to see which of these cards would fit. I kept them turned face down because I didn't want to see them, because I didn't want it to distract me. Sometimes when I see too much, I get bamboozled and I'm like, oh no, I don't know which one to, it's just too many choices. So I'm just going to flip back and forth throughout the pages to see which ones I'm going to use where and how I'm going to add it. If I'm going to add anything, I'll leave it as is. So I think moving forward, I'm going to do more like this, just to see if I could do a batch at a time and while creating, because these days, I don't know, I'm just really, really tired and I don't get to create as much as I would like to. It's constantly on my mind and I knock out. I can't stay up. I try to, and I'm so tired. A lot's been happening, but That's a whole other story. So I decided I'm going to use this one. I'm sticking it down on my page. I know my video got cut off, but I used my stencils, like the one on the right there, just to make these marks on the edges. And I felt that that was enough. It felt finished to me, so I stuck it down and I was happy about that. With this one, there is some of the print on the page is very similar to the blue print. It's kind of the same texture. So I believe the same stencil was used. So I'm just going to put it side by side so it shows the continuity of the print. I really like it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. It's kind of like a wood stencil. So I just felt that that was so cool that the pattern continued in a different color and texture on the same page. So I'm going to leave that to dry a bit and while I work on something else and, help me to think a bit. See, I'm just trying to see which one fits. I don't want to cover up the leaves because I really like the leaves. Don't want to. And I love this flower so much. I love it. I'm trying to decide how to make it pop. If I should add this background to it. I really, really, really love this flower. And I'm thinking, how can I make more of these? I love it so much. What did I use? What marker did I use? I really like it. So yeah, I'm going to try to do more. For sure. So this page, I'm really trying to keep my leaves. I love leaves. I really do. And I like these prints. They're a little different. And every time I come home, I have a tree that these leaves are from. And I think, Gina, you should cut some leaves and make more prints. But thing is, I have a lot to do and I'm tired. So I haven't done it yet. So I thought instead of having the white paper, I would add some more green to the background. And I'm just neatening up these edges to see if this is what I really want. Because I don't think I'm adding much to this page. And I like how this looks so much. Just neatening it up. And I love it. So I'm going to stick it down. And as we say in Trinidad, I'm going to call that George. I love this page so much. Anyway, yeah. So now we're moving on to another page. And I'm thinking I could put this like a little button thing on the flap. Probably. Because I love the little ones too. And I like this leaf as well. And I want to use it. So I'm just going to try and rip it down. Maybe I'll stick it down so it'll kind of blend into the page. Maybe I want it as a focal point. But it didn't really feel right. So I'm just bringing in another collage piece that I did. And that's what I'm going to use instead. And my flap is going to disappear because it just didn't feel right. As much as I wanted to use it. Yeah. And I'm just using tacky glue to get these stuck because I wanted it stuck quickly. And the card is a bit thick. And I didn't want to have it sappy and moving around too much while I was working. Because I'm still flipping back and forth. So I'm coming back to this page now while the other one dries. And I pulled out the same stencil that I used on both textures. And the thing is, I would have used them at different times. I would have created those pages at different times, which is so cool. So I'm just using some texture paste. My texture paste is drying up. So I'm trying to keep it moist as well as use it up before it just gets unusable. So I'm just adding some texture paste through on both sides, and that's my happy thumbs. Happy! I am so excited. I'm just kind of cleaning off the stencil there. But I love it. I love that it's in the background on the two different surfaces. And now it's on top of both of them in a different texture. Oh my gosh. So I'm just putting that, it's wax paper. I'm just putting it down because I don't want it to stick to the other page while I go on to the next side. And for this one, I'm just going to add a couple marks because I really do like the elements on this page. So I'm just adding some of the same markings, which is the chevron shape. I'm going to use white. Just going to add some hand-drawn marks and dots and, you know, just to make it pop a little bit. And to brighten it up as well, because I found the page this one was a bit darkish. So just to make certain areas pop and brighten, I'm adding the white, which I am liking very much. It made me feel happy. You know, sometimes you add something to your page and it makes you feel light and happy. That's what happened. You see, I'm still trying to put the leaf in, but it's just not looking good. And I found when I was looking at it that this circle and yellow thing, it looks like a person, like behind something. I didn't even realize while I was doing it. Only when I was editing the video I realized. But it looks like a person. I found that so cool. If I had realized that then, I think I would have used it and turned it more into a person and added more I would have gone in that direction instead. But I guess it's cool the way that it is. I might still do it actually. And then I thought it looked so kind of blur. It just felt a little, I don't know. It wasn't enough. It needed something more. So I decided to add a black border. I'm using acrylic paint and a sponge just to add a border around the page to see if it will help it pop. And it did. I liked it even more after I did that. It's like, yay! So now I'm on the last page here. So I am skipping pages because I felt like I didn't want to add this card to every single page because of the, I don't know, you know, your pages speak to you and your art speaks to you. And it would say, put this here or add this color or add this texture, you know, add this element. So yeah, the page on the left told me no, don't cover it up, don't add anything. It didn't feel right. So now I'm doing the same thing. I'm just adding some small additions to this one because it didn't feel like it needed much, and I love the swipes on this one so much. I didn't want to cover that up too much at all. I really liked it. So I'm just adding some small marks, which for me was enough. It did it. It felt like yes, you know, kind of vibes. And I was good with that. And with this one, because it felt so dark, I added a white border on the card itself before I stuck it down. Because this one was a bit darker with some nice highlights. And here I thought, let's give it a darker border to help the white border pop even more. So I'm just going to add some darkness all around my page, and then I'm going to stick it down. And here are my happy hands. Excited! That, and I couldn't find the glue. But mostly excited happy hands because I really liked how it just popped. And now I think I'm done. I'm adding my numbers, trying to remember where I left off and pulling out all the numbers that I need to stamp on my page. So that's number 9. This one is number 10. Number 11, and the one next to it is number 12. And this one is number 13. I'm still trying to see if I want to cover up this page, if I want to use this piece on it, but it didn't feel right. These are the extras that I had cut off, and it didn't feel right. Just don't feel right. I'm still pulling out the other cards that I have, which I really like, to see if I want to use them, and they just don't feel right. Do I want to use it? Nope. What to do? My thinking fingers. So I found this and I thought I really like these colors. I like these circles. They just pop. So I think I'm going to use them on my center page. I'm going to cut out my circles and see how I could line them up, fit them on my page. Just kind of figure out where they are going to go. Before I do that, before I stick them down, I thought I would add some more color to the page because it's kind of bland. And I had this block with some twine wrapped around it. I'm just testing it out to see how the print would come out. I'm using some gold paint. Is it gold? It's not really gold. It's more spun gold. Excuse me. It's spun gold. So it's more like a brownie gold. And it's just to add some light texture to the background. Not too much. I don't know if you could, yeah, you could see it a little bit afterwards, but you know, just really light texture. So I'm just adding that in several places. And I'm putting my pieces down to see if this is enough or if I want to add more color. And it turns out that I do want to add more color. So I'm bringing out my orange. And I'm using the neon because it is very transparent. And I don't want to cover up my background. I just wanted to add some color while I could still see what's happening in the back. So, just adding some of that all over my page and some more of the spun gold. Bringing these back in now to see if this is enough, if I want to add anything else, if I feel like, you know, the background is good enough. This crosshatch circle one, I don't know, it feels like a centerpiece, but it just doesn't feel like it's fitting. Of course, I love my splashes, so I'm going to add some more, but I wanted it like blobby. You know, I wanted it to be bigger splashes. So I'm just taking off some of the paint on that paper. And I still found it wasn't enough. So I'm adding some orange splashes now. to see if that would help it pop. And it would bring out the color on the paper, my circles as well. I decided to kind of spread some, I know it spread the paint, which I actually didn't mind. At first, it was a mistake, but then afterwards I was like, yeah, let me just, do it other places. And then I thought I would add some scribbled writing all over the page. Tried that, because I just like black everywhere, and I thought, okay, I'm done, I'm going to stick it down. And it actually ties in with the scribbles on the circles that I cut out. I kind of wondered while I was sticking it down if it was too much, if it would blend in too much, but because these circles it's a different shade, it's not as bright, plus the circles have, they have writing on it, because it's a book page, so it's still a little different, And I really, really love this page. I was kind of wondering if the scribbles in the background was too intense, but I love this page so much. I really, really like it. It's so bright and fun. It makes me happy. And this was a last minute do. I really didn't plan on this page at all. So this page is number 14. Love this page. So I hope you created too. I hope it gave you some ideas. I hope it encouraged and inspired you. And these are my pages. It would be cool to know if you created along with me. And if not, that's okay. Thank you for watching. I'll give you a little close-up of all my pages. I'm moving close-up of all the pages we did today. I really like this page too. Love it. I'm sorry that the actual stenciling got cut off. I thought I was recording, but it was on pause. I'm so sorry. I love this page. I really, really love this page. So much. Even individually. Like if it was just one side alone and then the other side alone, I love it. This is probably my favorite page. And then this one would be my second favorite. I'm trying to show you the texture that is on both sides. Can you see it? Oh, look at that. It's so nice. Oh my goodness. Oh, I forgot. I love this page too. So much. It's so much. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know. I like them all. Which one do you prefer? Let me know which one you like more. Because I suppose it's different colors. And that's it. I was just checking through to see if I had any more. But that's it. So I look forward to your comments so much. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!